Jira Work Management has been branded by Atlassian as a tool that is dedicated for business teams. What does it really mean? And how is it actually useful for business teams? That's something that I will do my best to explain in this video, which is part of our effort to deliver high quality training and learning materials inside the Atlassian ecosystem. So if you want to support this effort, consider subscribing to our channel. And of course, if you want to reach out to us for any kind of paid services regarding Jira Work Management or other tools that Atlassian has to offer, plus the apps available for those tools, well, the contacts are available in the description of this video. We will schedule a call, have a nice chat, and we will do our best to figure out how we can help you. Now, let's move on to the Jira Work Management. So it's like a separate tool that is standing right next to Jira Software, for example, or Jira Service Desk, as it was named previously, currently Jira Service Management. And this one is dedicated for business teams. What it means is that you don't really want to have the functionality that are connected with software development, like releases, for example, or sprints, and you just want to focus on progressing with your work, but also controlling this work and understanding how it's distributed among your teammates, how it's distributed among different priorities, for example, what are the things that are due this week, what you have to focus on, and so on and so on. So I will go through all of the modules available here at the top of our important conference project, and I will show you most of the interesting things that are connected with this amazing tool. If you will want to learn more afterwards, then again, just reach out to us and we can talk about how this tool can be useful in your particular case. Okay, so we're looking at the summary, and summary is one of my favorite screens over here because it shows you so many important information. How many tasks have been done in the last 7 days? How many tasks have been updated? How many tasks have been created and how many of them are overdue? So even at the very, very top, you already get a lot of interesting information. Now, another one that is super useful is of course the status. So we get a breakdown of our tasks based on statuses. We have the recent activity. We have the priority breakdown if you do work with priorities, because of course you don't have to. We have the types of work breakdown. So in this case, I'm working mostly with tasks and a little bit with subtasks, but you could also work, for example, with user stories. You could work with epics. You could work with your custom issue types in Jira. So then they would be available over here. And as you can see, I can quickly go and manage those types over here if I would want to do that. I also can see team workload, a very important thing, showing you how many tasks are assigned to each individuals, because this will again help you see who is maybe overloaded with work and who doesn't have enough things assigned to the person, so that you can balance the work as a person managing this work more effectively. So lots of interesting stuff available in the summary. But most of the things that you will be doing inside the project that is inside the Jira Work Management is probably here on the board. So on the board, you will be able to see the lanes, vertical lanes over here, with different statuses that the tasks or issues inside your project can go through. So essentially, this is a Kanban view, right? And a Kanban view and its role is basically to see the progress of tasks through those statuses from to do all the way to done. And as simple as it is, all you have to do is just drag and drop the things around over here to put it into a different status. Now, of course, this view will not only allow you to see what is currently happening in your project, in our case, important conference preparation. So what is in progress, right? But what is still waiting to be done, and maybe this column with what has already been done is not that important, and you can even choose to hide it if you want to. Now, of course, filtering will be super important over here. So you can, for example, quickly see, okay, I want to see only tasks assigned to myself because I want to see what's going on with my stuff. I want to see what are the tasks due this week another interesting filter that you can apply over here. And as you can see, many other options available in terms of filtering. Even in one of the new functionalities, you will be able to save the custom filters, which are created by choosing multiple levels of filtering over here. A very interesting thing. Another business-like feature that is available here is sharing the view with other people inside the organization. So, of course, if you want to show someone else, for example, what's the status of things inside your project, or, for example, what is assigned to a certain person, you can filter it out and share it with another person, which is very important thing to do in any kind of projects because communication is key, as we all know it. Of course, you will also over here see immediately some of the tasks that are being late and should be taken care of immediately. And if you are interested, you can, of course, just click on a task to see more details of it. And on the right side, you will have all the different fields connected with the task together with some basic fields available on the left. And just like in Jira Software, if you want to add more fields, it is possible, of course, right? So if you, for example, let's have a look at the fields available over here. Let's say we don't have anything connected with budgeting, but we would like to, for example, record some costs information over here connected with our conference. We could create a separate field that would hold this kind of information and display it over here, make it editable for people, and even employ some automations that would allow you, for example, to aggregate the data for higher level elements so that you can see, for example, what is the total cost of the whole project. Lots of interesting things that can be done with it. Cool, let's move on. The next one is the list view. So this is the view that where I will see all of my tasks in a list-like fashion. Nothing extraordinary, really quite simple, but of course very useful for those of you that like list views. And of course, you have some grouping functionality over here, so you can group by status, assignee, and priority. And also, if you want to, you can show, so you can hide the items that are done, because as I said, in some cases, you just don't want them to clutter the view. In our case, I don't have that many issues over here that it makes a difference, but one way or another, as you can see, they are currently hidden. So that's what the list view gives you. Then the calendar view is yet another way of looking at the data, and using the calendar view, you will see where are the deadlines for different things from your backlog, so to say, right? So you can assign the due dates for your tasks, and then in the calendar view, you will be able to quickly understand when are those elements going to be late already. So just another way of looking at the data. Timeline, yet another way of checking what's going on. And in this case, it's like a little bit like a Gantt-like view. And you can even, I didn't do it previously, but you can even create connections between those tasks to indicate some kinds of dependencies. You can place those tasks in time. So maybe if I switch to the weeks view, so zoom in a little bit, it will be easier to see that I can actually expand those tasks on the timeline from this side, for example, like this, make them longer, make them shorter to indicate when they are planned to be completed, from when to when really. And also by the icons, I can quickly identify who is assigned to those tasks. So I will immediately know who to contact when the task is late, or if I have any kind of questions regarding that task. So again, a different way of looking at the data, different way of working with it. So we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways of doing that. Forms. If you want to gather some information regarding your project, then Forms is the place where you want to go, and you can create more advanced or simple forms. The one I have over here is totally simple. So basically, I'm asking what should we aim for during the event in July, and I'm asking people to just give me one short answer, which I can gather the information later on from, and of course do something with everything that I've gathered. Pages allows you to connect the project with your Confluence. So if right next to Jira you're also using a Confluence, which is another tool of Atlassian used very often as a knowledge base, then this is exactly what you can do over here. You can connect your project with a certain part of Confluence. In this case, I connected it with my personal space, and as you can see, I have several pages over here, and I can, for example, go into my product requirements, which is completely not connected with the conference. But all in all, you will see that the page that is currently recorded in Confluence will be displayed over here, and all the data from this page will be available to me. And if I want to, I can just click here to open the same page in Confluence and go about editing, modifying, doing whatever I like with it. So basically maintaining the knowledge base for my project. Now, another view that you can see over here are issues, a little bit similar to the list view, but this one is a little bit more advanced. So this is for more advanced users. As you can see, you can also use the JQL filtering over here, not only the basic one. So it is a bit more advanced, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, but essentially what is important is that it's kind of like a list view, just with more options. Reports, another one that is very, very interesting, but lots of options are available over here. So I'm not going to, again, go into the details of all of those. But if you are looking for any kind of reporting for the data that you have inside your project, this is probably where you will go first. If the report that you're looking for is not available over here, then there are some custom reporting solutions, apps that you can add on top of your Jira Work Management to help you leverage the data that you have inside your project. But also be aware that even working with the issues view over here, this gives you already quite a powerful tool to report the data. And also remember that dashboards are available in Jira Work Management as well. So maybe using the dashboards and showing some of the data over there might be an interesting way of leveraging the reports kind of functionality. Shortcuts. I don't have any shortcuts added over here, but if you would like to place some kind of shortcuts, so links, essentially URLs connected with your project, this is the place to do it. If you have any apps sitting on top of your Jira Work Management that can be used inside the project over here, this is where you will find them. So for example, I have BigPicture over here, which might be an interesting one because I can immediately change the view of this project into a Gantt-like chart that will help me to have even more control over what's happening, how the dependencies look like, and what are the hierarchies of tasks available over here. So currently it's not configured, but with just a few clicks, I could create a beautiful Gantt chart for my project and start working with it. And then last but not least, you also have project settings. So I'm not going to go into the details of this, but essentially these are just general project settings available to every project inside Jira. And because I am currently looking at the data from the admin perspective, my user has admin rights, all of those things will be available to me. For users that are not able to access project settings, they will of course not be able to do that. So all in all, you can see that Jira Work Management is pretty simple, especially when you look at those first few views. So there are several options that you can choose from, and you can use the one that fits your needs the most. But all of those views are quite simplistic, and they don't require a lot of knowledge, especially from the user perspective, to use it. Of course, they should be configured properly. So if you want to have a little bit more advanced workflows over here with maybe some automation, with maybe some custom fields, with maybe some intelligent data aggregating itself or filling itself automatically because of whatever reasons, then it's quite important to have it implemented because this will speed up the work and this will also help in the adoption of the tool, and everybody will be happy in the end. If you want to talk about these kind of modifications, customizations, configurations, reach out to us and we will schedule a call and we will be happy to help you figure out whether it's something that you want to proceed with or not. The contact information are available in the description of this video if you want to do that. I want to end this video on the note that if you are looking for a business tool that will help you manage your business projects, that will help you manage the flow of work, that will help you manage the resources inside the organization, then this is probably one of the best ones you can find out there. We've seen this being implemented in several different business areas, like HR, for example, like conference planning, yes, like compliance, like legal, sales, marketing. So all of those business teams that don't really require a specific configuration and specific functionality that is connected with software development, they are going to thrive over here in Jira Work Management. So if you are part of one of those teams, or maybe you are looking for a tool for one of those teams because you're going to manage such a team, look no further. If you think that this video has been useful, consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, share with us in a comment whether you think that this tool is something that you may want to use in the future. And this is all from my side. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and I'll be seeing you in one of the next videos.